What's up everybody? Welcome to Balkan Moto. Today we continue where we left off last time and we start on making the seat pan. Alright, now that we have all this bracketry, what we're going to do next is kind of like what we did with the electronics pan and end up cutting out a piece of cardboard that will represent the sheet of metal that we're going to need in order to make the seat pan, which would kind of look like an oval here, going like so, and maybe tucking up back around here. So let's get some cardboard and cut something out. All right, so this is kind of what I came up with. This is a very rough cutout. Is how it's gonna mount. The backside, this part will be welded to the actual sheet metal, and then there will be two holes with the nuts welded in them so that the other bar can mount and pivot up and down. This is also adjustable, so if we wanted to slide it forward and increase the angle back here, we can. So that's nice and good. And then if we wanted to slide it back so that the springs are a little more straight, but risk a little bit of the bouncy action at the back, which I think might still be okay, but that depends on how much these springs get compressed under my weight. So that adjustability will be important. Okay, so now let's make a proper template. I think in terms of the sides, I think I might just use this side or this half of it as the side that I want to keep. And then I'll go from there. All right, there we go. I traced a much better symmetrical seat pan. I also narrowed it down a little bit at the front, so when it's on here, it actually kind of mimics the frame shape a little better. So that's nice. Okay, so next, let's trace this onto the 16 gauge metal and cut it out. All right, the major chunk of metal has been cut off. Now I just gotta trim it around the line and grind it so it's nice and clean. And then we're gonna measure out where to put the holes. All right, and this is the seat pan grinded down. Let's measure out where the holes for the spring bracket should be, which I believe should end up being kind of like this. So we'll have that bit at the back actually be bent up, and then we'll need to curve up the front as well. So let's mark these holes and where the other two holes will need to be, and we'll go from there. The pan is drilled. Now let's take out my handy dandy 90-degree metal bars for here and here to start adding some shape into it. I'm pretty sure what I'll need to do is kind of from just behind where the bar would be, bring this part up so all of this kind of comes back up a little bit, and then in the front we'll need to curve this up as well to allow for a little bit more fitment there. And after some bending, there's our seat pan. Things fit pretty well. I might need to trim these bolts a little bit just so that, you know, they don't end up protruding too far up into the cushioning, so that we can actually have a pretty relaxed ride. The curve on the front was a little bit more than I expected, just because that pivot needs to be accommodated for. The back is springy, Let's see how much these springs actually collapse under my weight. Not too bad. I'll probably need to do a test ride just to see. Alright, now that we have the seat pan, before I disassemble everything and prep it for paint, let's do a quick test ride. I'm gonna put just some cardboard on top just so I don't get sacked by these two bolts. I'm just gonna go up and down the street just to get a feel of what does it look like. I probably will also put something on the back of this just to make sure it doesn't actually end up hitting the rear fender, because if it does, then that means that we need to elevate it more, like so, which is fine, but just something to keep in mind. Alright, let's go test it. Alright, so out in the light it actually looks pretty awesome. Once those parts are black, it's gonna be epic to ride. So let's go take it for a ride and see how we feel. Alright, just took it for a ride, and even with just 2 pieces of cardboard on here, the ride is actually super plush and actually very comfortable. So once I actually make the full seat with the gel insert, this is gonna be epic to ride. It feels really good. The distance to the pegs is actually just right for my height, so that's really nice. In terms of the springs, they felt pretty good. Probably will, I still need to make all those like leather washers and stuff so that things are nice and set up. This didn't end up hitting it, which is great. So everything clears and it actually works great. So let's take it all off and prep it for paint. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. Nice and sweet and short. The seat pan is ready. All the components are ready for to be painted, and we can start on actually making the seat itself. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications when new videos become available. Check me out on Instagram at Balkan 2018, and make sure to check out balkanmoto.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.